Better communication equals higher income. Why does it seem the person in our office who might not be the best at actually doing the work, but who is charismatic, who can communicate, is the one who gets the promotions, who gets the opportunities to lead projects, while you are stuck still doing the same mundane work? It's because of this one key concept I want to discuss in this video. If you apply in 2026, it will finally be the year you get recognized for what you deserve, your promotions, your opportunities, your projects. My name is Tion. I help professionals take back control of their career using effective communication. If you would like to work with me one-to-one, hit the link in the description and me or my team will reach out to you just in time for 2026. I can guarantee in every office there is a similar situation playing out. Let me describe it here. In every office around the world, around the country, there is some variation of this situation, very similar happening. We have worker one, so one, and we have worker two, and that. Very important, the facial expressions, that is. So worker one does his work, or does their work. They meet their quotas, they are quite quiet, as they only do their work and that's it. Worker two, however, he does his work, but not as well as worker one. The main difference is worker two can communicate. He can communicate and he can network. This is the main difference. And you might be thinking, that doesn't seem like that much of a difference. So why is it that worker two has the relationships? He has the network, he gets promotions, and he has sponsorships. In this case, in the workplace, sponsorships means you have somebody higher than you who wants to see you do well, who wants to see you progress. And worker one has none of these. He doesn't have any relationships, he doesn't have any communication skills, no networks, no sponsorships, etc. It is because of this one key concept, leverage. All the leverage is with worker number two. Worker number one only has leverage over their work. Meaning, if you were to put them into a room, give them an hour, the only thing they could do is complete their work. Why? Because they can't interact with other people. They don't know how to build relationships. They can't communicate. However, if you were to put worker two into that exact same room, let's say with an internet connection or with a few other team members, worker two has leverage. Why? Because of his communication, because he can network. Meaning, he can't do the work as well, but that's fine. We have worker number one to do his work. What worker number two can do, however, is get people like worker number one to become a team. He has the leverage because of his communication. He can leverage other people's time. He is the one who can leverage other people's expertise. At the end of the day, what a company is simply a group of people. That is the definition of a company, a group of people. So the person who can leverage other people is the one who is the most valuable. Leverage. If you want to improve your standings for promotion, if you want to acquire more opportunities and more relationships, leverage is the key word for 2026 in your career. And the way to improve leverage is through all of these things. Again, if you find yourself being worker number one, we're almost done. If throughout 2026 you remain a worker number one, you will be confined and constrained to working for a worker number two, because worker number two has the ability to leverage your expertise, even the ones he doesn't have. And that is much more valuable because it's much more rarer for somebody to have those type of people skills. It's much more common for somebody to be able to be taught the hard skills, the coding, the PowerPoint, the Excel, the whatever your expertise are. Soft skills are much harder to come across. So, how do we build your leverage? My pen's running out. Let's move to green. How do we build your leverage in 2026? Well, there are ways to do this. Number one, I want you to network. I want you to go to at least one networking event every week. In your city, in your region, wherever you want to drive to. Networking and networking events is where new connections are made. connections that you can utilize later on. It's where you meet new people, where you expand your network. I also want you to ask for projects. In order to get promoted, you have to show your leadership team you are already doing the work in which, if you're promoted, you'll be doing. Why? Just imagine you're in your manager's shoes. Why would they take a chance on promoting somebody who has never showed they can complete the work they would be doing if they're promoted? Then imagine we have somebody else who for the past year has been taking on more responsibility, even in little ways. They'll be much more likely to be promoted. So you want to ask for projects. And number 3, you want to become an expert in your industry. Now, don't get me wrong, I have said that skills purely alone won't get you promoted. That does not mean they are not important, because where true confidence comes from, especially in your work, is knowing you can do the job to a high level. That is what gives you a sort of arrogance, a sort of confidence. So becoming an expert in your field, reading, watching podcasts in your industry, reading books, etc., will develop your skills better than most in your office. And this is where the, again, arrogance comes from, because if you ask for a promotion, you don't get it, you know that you have value that can be used elsewhere and you'll probably get paid more. Leverage, leveraging your network, leveraging your leadership, leveraging your expertise. All of this is communication. Leverage is what separates managers from CEOs. It's what separates millionaires from billionaires. Leverage over other people's time, expertise, knowledge, experiences, etc. This has been why you, who is an amazing worker, you do all your work on time, you might not be getting the promotions you think you deserve. It's because you don't have leverage yet. And what does leverage equal? Communication. It equals communicating in your network, communicating your leadership, communicating your expertise well. This is your focus for 2026. You want to build leverage. I can't stress it enough. If you would like help building your leverage in 2026 to get you promoted, click the link in the description and me or my team will reach out to you.